welcome to my channel. Tonight I will be showing you all how to make fish tacos. It's a quick, very tasty lunch option, dinner option, cookout option if you have a bunch of people coming over. I love it because you can spice it up, spice it kind of down. I will be taking you through each step on how you can be best fish tacos you have ever had. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Okay, so first things first, I am going to make my taco sauce. This is what is going to be drizzled on the top of my taco. And so you want to do mayonnaise, which is like 1/3 of a cup. I don't really measure, I'm just telling you guys so you'll know. So to me, 1/3 of mayo would be about probably like a cup, 2 tablespoons, 2.5 maybe. And then I am going to add sour cream. Hey! You want to do a 1/2 cup of this? So it just naturally gets a little watery. I like to mix it. And then you want to do... I like sour cream, so... I like to... I'm going to add a little bit up in there. Yes, baby. Yes. You are going to add 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I don't usually measure, but if you want an estimate. And then you're going to add garlic powder. I did about 1 teaspoon of this also. And I added just a little bit more cayenne. And now I'm going to add lime juice inside of my fish sauce, but you want to give your lime about 5 to 6 good rolls back and forth, just to make it easier to get the juice out and also easier to slice. So that's what I'm doing here. And then we are going to slice our lime like so. I usually, poke around it a couple times, usually in a circle, like that. And then squeeze as hard as you can all of the lime juice out. It's going to give a really nice kick to your fish tacos. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. There's a lot of juice in these little limes. You just have to make sure you squeeze it really good. Next, you're going to add about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. About 2 teaspoons of salt. I like to do natural sea salt. You can add 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And then go ahead and give that a nice whisk together. Remember, this is a sauce that's going to be drizzled, so it's okay for it to be a little watery. That's supposed to be the consistency. And don't forget to taste and then season to your liking. Your sauce should look like so once you have mixed everything in and gave it a really good whisk. Okay, now it's time to rinse your spinach. I like to separate my different toppings in bowls so it's easier to access when adding toppings to your tacos. We're going to do the same thing with our cheese. I chose to use Kobe Jack and Monterey, and just add that in your bowl. And so same thing for our tomatoes. These are going to be diced, and then added into one of your additional bowls on the side for easier access. I chose to use a fresh tomato, but you can also do diced tomatoes in the can. I usually do the Hunt's brand. Now it's time for your fish. I chose to use salmon fish fillets from Publix that were already frozen, only because it cuts the prepping time in half for me. I just kind of take them out the pack, wash them, set them aside versus getting, you know, a whole piece of fish and then having to slice and cut and prepare. This just makes it easier because tacos are indeed supposed to be an easy and quick dish. Okay, so I think I did about 6 pieces. My fish have now been cleaned, and what you want to do is just gently pat them dry with a paper napkin. Perfect. It just makes them, easier to cook. They absorb the seasonings a lot better when they are not still dripping water. Just give it a good dab and then place them however you'd like to. Okay, before I season my fish, I like to put my oil in the pan and get my pan hot and ready. But just because you don't want your salt to sit on the fish for too long because then it dries out. So as soon as you season it, you want to put it in the pan just so it can absorb it and be nice and juicy and tender. It doesn't taste overcooked or chewy, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to make the best fish tacos you have ever had. So far, I've done 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. This is garlic powder I'm doing 1 teaspoon of, and I'm just going to rub it in really good. You want to do the same thing on both sides. Your oil should be nice and hot at this point. What I'm doing is placing my fish on the plate, and I am going to start adding all of these inside my pan. I cook each side for about 6 to 7 minutes, and then you turn over. It should be a nice crispy brown. You can add a dab of butter if you'd like to. Okay, I have pan seared all of my fish. Yours should look similar to this. It's nice and juicy, fluffy, it's tender. So yummy. It smells amazing. Okay, guys, and then so now we are going to start plating our tacos. Okay, guys, I actually left out a step, but the white sauce that I have on the bottom of the tortilla is that sauce we made earlier in the beginning. I don't have like a pipette tool for that, so I just put it in a Ziploc bag and cut the tip. And you're gonna spray the sauce or squirt the sauce in the bottom of your tortilla. You're gonna crumble up or chop up pieces of your fish. Layer that first in the bottom of your tortilla. On top of the sauce, you're gonna rip up your spinach, sprinkle that on top. Go ahead, add a couple pieces of tomatoes. You're gonna sprinkle some cheese, and then there's your sauce again. You're going to squeeze that generously on the top, back and forth. And then you are going to add more fish on the top. You should be using 2 pieces of fish per taco. So the first fish I chopped up went on the bottom, and then the second fillet of the fish that you chop up is going to be layered across the top. We're going to do the same for our next taco. You want to go ahead and chop up your salmon fillet into cubes or squares. Excuse me, I had to taste it. Very tasty, by the way. Okay, so time for your second taco. You're gonna go ahead and layer those fish cubes that you cut up previously at the bottom. And just bunch them on up on there so you can make it nice and thick. Oh, and there's my sauce. I forgot to put it in the bottom first, so I just went ahead and added it on top of the fish. And now we're gonna get our spinach. I like to rip mine in half. We're gonna pack that spinach up in there. Add a couple pieces of tomato, sprinkle some cheese. Finish it off with the rest of your fish. And I'm doing this quickly only because I want everything to still be warm. And go ahead and squirt some of that sauce over the top. Make sure you're very generous. And serve. Look at that. Fully loaded fish tacos with my special tartar sauce. Make sure you garnish